Hello friends, happy Friday evening. It's Melissa with Junk and Craft Treasures on the Essential Stencil page. So if you are seeing this, you're most likely on the replay, so hashtag replay and let us know that you were here. It is Friday evening. I am the Friday Night Ambassador. I'm on every Friday at 7 p.m. Central. So if you are new to the page, welcome. We're glad you're here. And like I said, if you are on the replay, hashtag replay. If you're on the live, guys, make sure to comment, interact, share, do all those things, because Essential Stencil will be picking 3 people at the end of the live for a gift card. Hello Brenda, how are you, sweet friend? Good to see you tonight. Y'all, I honestly just decided 5 minutes ago what we're gonna do on tonight's live. So hopefully we pull it together. I have my stencil brushes. I don't know if I have enough brushes to actually do my surface, so we will figure it out as we go. Hey Kimberly, hello Erin, good to see y'all. I am gonna scoot you back real quick. I know a lot of y'all know this, but last week the cozy transfers were restocked. The Santas were restocked last week. So if you haven't grabbed the fantastic Santas, they come in a 2-pack. They are transfers, guys, and they are fantastic transfers. Hello Brenda, hey Nikki, how are y'all? So I need to know, y'all that are joining me right now, how many of y'all love these transfers? I absolutely am obsessed with these transfers. I love them. I ordered another set and I got them in today, and I'm thinking if we have time, we'll do a Santa project so I can give you some more inspiration with these guys. But I absolutely love these, and I hope y'all love them as much as I love them, because I'm really obsessed with them. Hello Jen, how are you? Hey Jennifer. I mean, who can't resist that, y'all? So fantastic. Hey Sue and Linda. Oh, thank you Lori. How are you doing, my friend? All right, hang on y'all. Excuse me. Oh, thank you Jen. Hey Donna. So I think what we're gonna do tonight, because like I said, I decided last minute, and we'll most likely do a Santa as well, but I just had to show them off in case you didn't know they were restocked, because they are. Hey Marta, hey Sherry. So we are gonna do a welcome to the Nuthouse tonight. So I am doing outside a gingerbread theme, and we're gonna have some lollipops, and I thought this would be super cute, just to kind of put with that. I did decide last minute, this is where I'm getting to how I decided what I wanted to do. So I thought I was gonna do one of those for the lollipops that are gonna go outside. And then I was like, you know, Terry brought me some cutting boards, because y'all know me, I am obsessed with cutting boards. And I gotta get this off my finger, y'all. I don't know what it is, where it came from, but it's got to go. Brought me a cutting board, and I found this really cool cutting board in our stash. Looks like this. And so I thought it would be really cool to do the Nuthouse on this. I don't know, and then serve food and stuff for the holidays for snacks on it. I totally rechanged, and that happens all the time, and I'll still probably put one outside, but I want to do this one for inside. So if you haven't seen it, or you have it and you're not sure what to do, it says, welcome to the Nuthouse. Hey Ann, how are you, my friend? Y'all, I forgot to send out a text notification tonight too, so if y'all don't mind sprinkling and hitting the heart button and all that stuff to get it kicked out, that would be amazing. And then I'm gonna hold it up. It has the layering stencil that goes over it, but it lines up with what we've stenciled, if that makes sense. So I've got it backwards, but as you can see through it, that's where you'll line it up. Hey Maggie, hello Margio. So we're gonna do this on this cute cutting board, and then we may do another cutting board, because y'all know I love my cutting boards, and I honestly haven't done that many cutting boards on the Essential Stencil Live, but if you follow me over at Junk and Craft Treasures, you'll know I am constantly doing projects on cutting boards because I love them so much. Hey Ann. All right, let's get you scooped back just a tad more, and it comes with 3 pieces, so we've got the Nutcracker face right here. I am going to still kind of stick with the gingerbread theme. So it'll be like in the pastels and the purples and the pinks and all of that stuff. So I'm going to stain my board. I was fixing to grab my white paint, but you know what, y'all? I think this will look cute stained. Now I am looking, oh, and I have my beige, so we can use this for the Nutcracker. Good deal, y'all. So that will show up good. All right, let's grab our stain and our set of our white paint. Normally I use paint. We're gonna use some stain tonight. Hey Kim, how are you? Y'all, I forgot to grab brushes, so I literally have two brushes. Hey, yay. Hey Donna. Hey Mary Ann, how are you? Yeah, guys, so does anybody know, I'm gonna try to get this open while I'm asking y'all this. Does anybody know how many days, I don't want to say days, how many Saturdays until Christmas? Like, I know there's a certain amount of Fridays, but there are 5 more Saturdays till Christmas. Those are gonna come and fly by. These, I think, came from Woodpecker Crafts. I think this one came because it was on sale. So I know y'all can't see it because it's backwards, but I'm using a Bear wood stain. It's B-E-A-H-R. I almost said it wrong, but I think that's how you say it, like bear as in bear. But they come in these small containers. They're like $7, $8. So if you are just trying to figure out what color you want to use, they're perfect. This is like a dark walnut because it's called dark walnut. But super, super fun. Your orange paint is, you know what? That is a good call, Rhonda. We are going to take our shop towels, put them down, and we're going to move our orange paint. Because that's another thing, if y'all know me, I am inevitably going to spill orange paint everywhere. Hey, Christy. Normally you would put on stain with a cloth or a sponge. I am just going to go ahead and apply it with my brush, and then I'll wipe back. Because I didn't, like I said, we were going to use paint. I wasn't going to go for stain, but I think it's going to look super cute. And then what I'll do, I will seal this. I will let it dry completely for about probably 24 hours. And then I'm going to use some hemp oil on it, and that is going to make it food safe. And we'll let that soak in. It may not be food safe for Thanksgiving time, but definitely by Christmas will be good. So, and I feel like these were on sale because there should have been maybe something right here and it's not there. But I've got some little, no, what are they called? Not eyelets. Oh, what are they called, y'all? It'll fit in there. I can't think of what it's called though. They're like the little brass or silver. But y'all, this cutting board's really, it's like thin here. I don't know. It's different. But I saw it when Terry brought it to me and I was like, you know what? We need to use that tonight. I'm slinging this stuff everywhere. So let's put it on there. You use you use a brush with your water-based stain too. I tend to a lot. I don't know. I like these brushes. They're easy to clean. And when they fall apart, I just glue them together. Grommets, thank you. That is the word I was looking for. Or we could put a little button up there too. That would be cute. But it's going to be more for serving snacks and stuff, so we don't want to put a button on it, I guess. I could put ribbon on it, right, y'all? Yes, it is water-based. I do not use oil-based stains anymore. I used to use oil-based stains when I first started out, I guess, what is that, 6.5 years ago now? But I do not, just because the smell, and you got to wear gloves and all the things, be in the oil, and it's just not, I would much rather, y'all know me, I'm a messy creator. I would much rather be able to slather this on, get it in all the places, not worry about it, not washing off my hands, not worrying about the high odor of it. And of course there's other brands, but like I said, I just do this because they're small, because I don't use stain as much as I used to. I used to use them on porch boards all the time. But like I said, That reminds me, I need to make a porch board. I kind of forgot about that. Okay. I forgot I had an order for a porch board like 2 weeks ago, y'all. I need to get on that. All right, I'm just gonna blend that in. And like I said, this is dark walnut. So really pretty. We'll get that completely dry. Yes, that is another reason I don't use Gloria. Just because of that. Because if you saw my crafting space, y'all would know that it's very highly combustible. And I do not want to have something explode on me while I'm by myself or while I'm not home. That's just me. Hi Judy, how are you? Make sure I got all my, and of course got a little bit on the back. We will maybe do another project on the back at some point. We could do, maybe we'll do, I'm thinking now, y'all. I was thinking, do I want to do a Santa on the other side and add some ribbon? But I really don't, because I want to use this as a serving. So I just like this board. Y'all know me, I'm all about double-sided. Hey, Melissa. It's going to take a little bit to dry because it is a water-based stain. It's soaking into that wood. It is dark walnut. I'm trying to get it without the glare for you. And I can also put it down there for you. These do too. These you can have mixed to different colors as well, but like I said, they're smaller, and so I like these small. Hey Selena, how are you? And I don't use as much stain as Amanda does for sure. All right, guys, I think they're pretty dry. I love it, Lori. Okay, so this is a little bit rough, which is fine. We're not using a transfer or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and sand it down. I say I am. This is a really, I need to get my lower grit. Hang on, y'all. Here it is. I'm going to get my lower, or my higher grit. That was a low grit. And I am just going to kind of sand now that we have it. Stained. And I wish, if I would have thought about it, y'all, I would have got my Huge Mineral hemp oil out. But like I said, I didn't decide till last minute. It is really cool. It's kind of like wood honey. I know Melissa Miller uses the wood honey. I think that's what it's called. So there it is, sanded. Just kind of got that rustic look going on. But it makes it really pretty, and that's what we're going to use for the food safe. All right, so we're going to use, come back here. Okay, stay. I got to talk to my stencils sometimes, y'all, so we're on the same page. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Hello, Kay. All right, so this is going to be like pretty close to not fitting on here, so I'm going to make it work. I don't know if y'all ever do this with your stencils and stuff, but if you have a surface that you want things to fit on, but it doesn't work exactly, you can always manipulate it a little bit. So that is what I'm going to do. I am going to stencil the top part, separate the bottom part because I want this to fit right here. And then, because this cutting board is obviously a little bit this direction, which is fine, but I'm going to make sure everything's going to fit. So I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to move it over so my welcome fits, and then we'll be good. Let me get my frog tape. Hello. Yes, if you are new, let us know. And if you have any questions, guys, I do miss a lot of the comments because I am looking down, but I know somebody here can answer that question for you. So, and this is what I use for, I know it's backwards, but frog tape. This is what I use. Right here. Love my frog tape. So this is going to help hold it down. I'm just like really stunned because this looks centered. this really looks centered. But when you put this on here, it's really not. It's the board, but I'm trying to decide, y'all, if I wanna, okay, I'm gonna go back to my original plan. Let me do this part and then I'll move it. Yes, I love that, Marcy. I love any of their beeswax and all of the things. Okay. So, y'all know me, I always manipulate things to fit on my surfaces. So, I'm going to tape that right there. And then, and this would be perfect like it is, but my welcome doesn't quite fit. So, and actually, does that matter? No, it's just that one little part of the W. Okay, I'm talking to myself. Who else does that when they're creating, y'all? Who else? You used that one today and they aren't centered. I know. I'm like, well, maybe that's why they were 40% off. Who else does that? You're like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, I want to do that. That's where my brain's at right now. I'm thinking I'm going to move this part up. That's what we're going to move. And I'm not going to worry about that part, but we'll cover that part. Okay, let's get started, y'all. I am just yapping away. Got me a green, and I'm going to, ooh, do I want to use that or the other? Y'all, I'm having problems tonight. I have too many ideas in my head of what I want to do here. So I can't even decide on the color of green. And do I want to do a light green? Do I want to do a dark green? Let's go with this watered down with some white. Grab a plate that I have already well loved. Decisions. Sometimes there's too many of them. And that's where I'm at right now. Let me grab. Okay, I'm going to grab some white paint first. And then I'm going to grab my green. Not only do you talk to yourself. Oh, that is hilarious, Selena. It's just a team meeting. That's funny. I know there's a towel under there, y'all. Who else thinks I'm going to spill this because it's not in a FIFO bottle? Y'all, I'm going to go out of the lid. Hang on. Because I can't even decide on what colors I want to use, I am not even going to attempt to put that green on there that way. We will grab another brush and we will pull that into there because I do not trust myself to do that. So we're just going to water down that green. I say water down, add some white to it. Hey, Cassie. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I was like, if I attempt to pour that in there, that's right. It is, Mary. It really is. All right, let's put this pretty green on here. And let me grab this right here. And I'm just leaving a little bit down there for the brown because I'm that person. So we're going to do a different color brown for the stem. Okay. So I have figured out my green, y'all. Hey, Janie, how are you? Okay. Let me look at my Nutcracker real quick. So this is going to be the color of the outfit. So we're going to use turquoise. We're going to go with some turquoise tonight. It's called Azure. We're going to use that. I'm going to go through a lot of brushes tonight, y'all. Grab some new ones. Oh, awesome. I'm not even looking. I probably should be. Who grabbed some brushes on Black Friday last week, y'all? I know I did. They came in today. So let's use... Somebody said pink. I know. I need to paint my big gingerbread, or not my gingerbread, my Nutcracker, and make sure. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do it in the turquoise color. So this is gonna kind of help me decide if that's what I want to do. Got that on there. I'm going to grab these brushes from my little stars. So like I said, I'm going to use some brushes tonight. I will wash them all today because these are brand new brushes, so I don't want to mess them up. Way too much for that, but that's okay. So we're going to use this the same way as we do our other ones. We're going to take it, and y'all know me, I recycle all of my towels, so we're just going to offload onto our towel and get our stars. And y'all remember, I said this is going to be kind of like gingerbread colors, so we're going to do the welcome in a pink for that. And I'm going to probably need 2 coats of that just because of the dark wood, but we'll come back to that. Pink, or do I want to do purple? You know what? Let's do, I'm doing all kinds of different colors tonight. We're going to do a purple mixed with a white. That's what I want to do on this for the welcome. So we got a purple that's a dark plum purple. So I'm going to take my white that I had earlier on my brush, dip in, and make it this color, which is more of a, what color would y'all call that? Violet, maybe? Okay, so we'll do our welcome. When I don't want to tape anything off and I'm working kind of relatively fast, I use these, y'all. So I know a lot of people throw these away, but they are great for being your little blocker so you don't have to use tape. Just alternate back and forth. Who else uses these like this? And they do have instructions on them, y'all. So if you haven't ever read them, they actually tell you the best ways for stenciling and little tips. Lavender, that's the color. Somebody may have said it, but more of a lavender color. And this is where my W is going to go off a little bit, but I don't think it's going to matter. If it does, we'll fix it. Okay, so grab just a little bit more. Don't put the whole brush in the water. Is that for cleaning? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so we've got this and this. What color do we want to do this, y'all? Maybe we'll do that. What color I want to use for that? Welcome to the Nuthouse. What color do we want to make Nuthouse, y'all? I don't know why I'm having such a hard time deciding my colors. Let me go ahead and do my tree branches. Let me finish my stars again. Let me do that real quick. What color do I want to do that? Decisions. cranberry, that would be pretty. We can mix that cranberry with some white too. I'm going to use the same thing that I used for my yellow just because brown is in the same color family. We've already got brown down here, so it's going to be fine. But we may not even be able to see it on there. So what I think we will. I think it'll be fine. Good advice. The master of soap and cleaning brushes. Awesome works amazing for cleaning them. Let's do the cranberry mixed with some white. I'm not gonna need that pink anymore, so let's do this. Let's take that red, see what color. Yeah, that's more of a pink. I think that'll be fine. They still offset, but we'll see. It's not a big enough difference. I'll just go over it again. I think it's gonna be fine. Oh, awesome. I'm glad they got it. I'm glad they got that figured out for you. Okay. So again, we're gonna come back and do the lights after we do everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove what I've done. I'm gonna remove what I've done. I had to peek, y'all. I had to peek. And we'll do the top part of it, and then we'll come back and do the lights. Okay? And remember, we're kind of going for the gingerbread feel of the whimsical. And I know it's backwards, but y'all, so this is what it's gonna look like step one. I am gonna probably go in and highlight that tree base just so we can see I can see it, but I might do it a little bit more. We'll see here in a second. Okay, so we're gonna take our second layer, and this is where we're gonna add our whites. And y'all, see how everything lines up? So we can tell if we have everything lined up perfectly, which I absolutely love that. Except, yeah, it's because it's off the end of it and it didn't go all the way because the cutting board's not completely straight. So it's off a little bit, but I'm not worried about that. Okay, so let's put this down. And I did already use my white brush, but that's okay. We'll use a different brush for our white. Let's use okay, so I'm gonna do little, I don't even know how they did theirs. Let me look. They did different colors on their tree. I was thinking white. I'm just gonna do white, y'all. I can always go back if I want. I just want like little white for snow. Now, let's use our taupe color. Is that how you say it? Taupe? Is that right? Taupe top. And y'all, I am offloading everything I do. Offload, offload, offload is key. What color do I want to do the feet? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this one too. Okay, I'm going to go back to that yellow for my star that I did earlier. Even though I have brown on it, it's still going to be fine. So we're going to dab that yellow, offload that yellow gold, and do that right there. I'm going to dry that real quick just because this is not the paint I normally use and it's a little bit thinner. I'm going to do one more coat. So this is a layering stencil, y'all, and it is super duper easy. This one, it lines up everything for you so you can see what you've already done. This one is super, super easy. Okay, so for my things, I'm going to do white, just like I did for this part. Let me grab some more off my lid here. I've got to get some FIFO bottles cleaned out so I can move my paint over. But this is what my paint jars look like before I do that. Sharon is so good about not messing hers up, but I'm not that person. Okay, so got that. I'm gonna go ahead and do my snowflakes as well, and we're done with this. We are done for now because we're gonna do the lights in a minute. So I'm just gonna add a little bit darker on that white. I'll go in and add some more of these little round dots after I finish everything else. Okay. Y'all, I can't stand it. This is too cute. Oh my goodness. Can y'all see it coming together? Oh my goodness. Okay. So then we're going to come to our face. Okay. So now we're going to have fun because I'm going to have to actually think on this part. Okay. So let me lay this down. I keep putting my tape over there. Let me grab a little piece here. This one's still available. I think there's like 30 left of this one. Super cute. Okay, so let's do, how do I want to, I'm trying to figure out what color I wanted to do the hair. I think I'm going to go for that brown color that I used just a little while ago. But I'm going to show you how to make it stand out on this board. So we've got a dark board. Let me line my face up a little bit better here. We've got a dark board, and so we're going to want to put like a little bit of white down, just so we can see that brown. And that's probably what I'm going to go back and do with my tree stems too. But I'm going to do very, very light coat, y'all. Very, very light. Just around here. So the brown that I lay down. And y'all, I'm going to do pink up here. That can be like the top of the hat, right? Or is that the hair? That is hair. I was thinking it would be cute to do like a little top of the hat, but we'll go ahead and do that too. So I just have a very light coat of that white. And then we're going to go back, and I'm going to take this darker brown and I'm going to see if there's enough contrast there. If there's not, y'all, I may, oh, it's good. Okay. As I say, I may go back and do a different color. Black. Do I have black? Yes. I'm almost out of my black. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I kind of, y'all, I'm almost out of my black. I'm going to move it over in case it decides to pop and splatter everywhere. So it splatters over here and not on my project. Y'all can hear it, right? Okay, I'm almost out of it, so I only need a little, so that's not a big deal. I am going to go ahead. What I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to go and do the entire face in that darker brown, okay? And then I'm going to come in with my black and do my eyes, which I could use a littler brush, but I already got that one dirty. Where did I put, y'all, I can't keep up with anything tonight. And actually, y'all, I'm gonna use that other brush because that's too small for me for that brush. I'm just tapping. And that may be too dark. We may, hang on. Y'all, I've lost my mind. Hang on. I want to manipulate those eyes just a little bit. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. I was a little scared, but we're good. Okay. So, this was what it looked like, which I know is a little bit scary. But y'all, how cute is that? Turned out perfect. Okay. We're going to go back to our first sheet because remember it didn't fit on our board completely perfect. And I am going to, and y'all, the W on here goes all the way across. The board just does not go all the way across for that. Marianne or Anne, I need like, or Maggie, I need like 10 tables. You have no idea. Terry told me today, he's like, I can barely see you on that table. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you got so much stuff on that table right now. He's like, I can barely see you. Okay, so we're just gonna do the opposite because this is where our string of lights are gonna be. So I'm gonna cover that up. I am gonna go back up here real quick and do the bottom of my tree so I can see the stem a little bit or the trunk a little bit better. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of white. And I'm gonna see, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So now I can see the base a little bit better of my trees. Y'all, this was so precious. Okay. Can y'all not see this? Like, even if you don't use it for food, but like sitting up next to like, don't laugh, but like some nuts and some almonds and things, and it says welcome to the nut house. Like, how precious is that? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up just a little bit. And again, it's not gonna fit completely because it doesn't fit this board completely. On my strands of light, what colors did they do? They did it like in a gold, so we'll use that gold color on my brush. Here it is. I was gonna dip it in some water, but let me get this off real quick. Yep, you can see that tree stem, or the branch, or trunk. I don't know why I keep calling it a stem. All right, y'all. Getting all the different paint colors out of there. And we're gonna go back to this gold yellow color. Offload. And this is just my string of lights. It's not gonna be real super bright just because we've got it on the brown, but I'm still good with it. And I had somebody tell me that they're scared to use these particular brushes, guys. The main thing with this brush is to get all of the paint around the sides and you're gonna be fine. But just make sure that you roll it and get all that paint off of there and you're gonna be good. You won't have any bleeding. See, we just got that little swiggle down there. I'm gonna do one more coat of it to make it darker, but you won't have any bleeding. It'll be fine. And that's what I wanted to show y'all. So hopefully I can line this back up. Hopefully. Oh, I love it, Mary. Like I said, it's almost out of stock, but I just think it is adorable. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, and then Terry brought this cutting board in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to use this on the cutting board. Because I did have a round. I had a 12-inch round, that I was going to use this on. Okay, so we're going to take that up, and then we're going to come back over here and we're going to get all of our bulbs. And this is where we're going to have a lot of fun too, because we're going to get to use like every color we want. Now, the little lines go back up here and they line up. And so I'm just going to tape this right there to hold it in place. We got all kinds of colors down here, so we're going to have some color fun. We'll do, because remember, we're doing like a gingerbread, so I'm not going to be worried about like the traditional brown, or not brown, yellow, blue, and green. These are going to be all fun, different colors. So we're going to do a purple. Am I out of my blue? We are going to grab our blue. Our brush kind of got stiff, but that's okay. I can make it work. I should have wrapped it up, but I didn't. So we'll do a little blue one. And then let's take some of this green and mix it with our white. Stand by. Offload, gotta always offload, y'all. So we'll have a little green one, and then I think we need a yellow. Even though it's yellow, we still need a yellow. Still gotta have a yellow. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same color sequence off of the board. So we're gonna go back and do a purple, a blue. Where'd my green go? Green and yellow. And another purple. Who's ready? Who's ready for the big reveal? Y'all, I talked a lot during this live. I didn't know what colors I wanted to use, trying to find the things. This is probably one of the easiest layering stencils besides the gingerbread house. Let me put my lids on so I don't accidentally knock that over. I love it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So cute. So that is in like a gingerbread themed colors, y'all. So cute. So cute. And then if we want to, and you really can't tell on this board, but if you wanted to fill in the bridges, I'm just gonna take, this brush was a little bit hard, so it works. And I'm just gonna fill in the little lines on my lights. Y'all, I love it. Isn't that cute? How cute, y'all. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a couple more of the white. No, we're not. We're not gonna add those. We're gonna add some snow. Let's add some snow. Y'all know I am obsessed with my dotting tool right now, so I didn't need to do that, but let's put some white right here. And I have a little dotting tool. I used to not use the dotting tools. I'd use the back of a little brush, but y'all, so much easier, so much more consistent if you don't have paint on there and you cleaned off your last paint. So hang on, let me get my paint off there. we're just gonna add, I'm trying to think, I kind of want to add something at the top. I've been putting something up here, and I think I want to do like a strand of lights. Hang on, not a big strand, just, I'm afraid I won't position that right. Okay, back to what I was doing. Okay, so we're gonna take our dotting tool, we are going to dip it in our paint, and I'm gonna add some little sprigs of snow that are a little bit smaller than what we did up here, so it doesn't interfere with our design down at the bottom. Does that make sense? Trying to see where else I want it. I think I'm good. Okay. So can y'all see all the little dots on there now? How cute. I know, I'm gonna put a grommet, or I think that's what she called it, up here in the top. Once this is dry, I will put some Fusion Mineral Hemp Oil on it, and it's gonna help make it food safe. So if we wanted to put, I wanted one more little dot right there. If we wanted to make it food safe to serve things off of, or if we just want to display it with our stuff, y'all. Super cute. Let's see if I have, because I wasn't fast enough to do 2 projects, but the other project I wanted to do, looking for a piece of wood. Normally I have 10,000 pieces of wood. Thank you. Y'all, I may not. I normally have little 5x5s, and I don't even think, okay, let's see. Let me see what this is. Let me see what this piece of wood is, y'all. You sure can. You sure can. Okay, I got this little tag I cut out. Let's do a little tag. Let's do a tag. Got an idea here. I got an idea. Okay. So we're gonna take the set of transfers that I showed y'all at the beginning that's back in stock. Guys, they are selling quickly. So if you are interested in these for this year, you might wanna grab them. This stocking is super cute. Let's put the stocking on this, because I think that's what I had it cut for originally anyway. And I forgot it was here. So let's do a cute little project real quick with this. I am not Lori, because I think I'm going to serve food off of it. And I don't want to put a bow on something that I'm going to serve food off of. Okay. Yep, that's going to be super cute. Okay, so we've got this tag. I'm going to go ahead and paint it white. So I got my white on my brush. Hey, Elizabeth. I did cut this tag, y'all. So this is something that we cut. I was going to do something with it, and then I was like, oh, I'll do, I think it was for my live last weekend, and I didn't get to it. But hang on one second, Cheryl, and I'll get that for you. I'm just doing that base coat real quick. It is a 7x5. 7x5. Now this one is probably going to have a bow already. This one's probably going to have a cute little bow on it and a button probably. Or a totally dazzled. We'll see. We got time. We got 10 minutes. Got my first coat. Seeing that just just a tad. You ordered 2 sets of the Santas. They were fantastic, y'all. They are fantastic. And everything that I have done with the Santas, I've got 1 sign left that hasn't sold that I did last weekend that I just put on the website. But everything else is sold. So they were definitely a good seller. I normally don't paint with my stencil brushes, y'all, so I'm trying to get rid of my brush strokes. Yeah, I know they used to sell those tags. They did. We had thought about putting these on our website too. Once we get done with our mystery boxes, we may have them on there, so check, y'all. They won't be too bad, and they are the thicker. I need to fix my edges. I'll do that after the live. So we're getting ready to do a transfer. So we want to make sure our surface is completely dry. Completely dry. Which it is, but we want to make sure that it is. I'm going to sand it one more time. Make sure I got all of my brush bristles and all that off. I'm going to move this right here. Hopefully that is not obstructing y'all's vision. We'll move it back over here for y'all. Okay. Then I'm just going to take, I always do this when I use paint like this. I just want to make sure that there's a little bit of that white residue. I don't want that residue when I do my transfer. So I make sure that that is off. And then we are going to apply this over a little bit off-centered, which I know is a little bit different than what I normally do. Y'all, I pulled out, if you don't have the stencil of the month from like June, I apologize, but I did pull it out, and I may add a little bit of this on the background of it. I may. We will see. All right, let me get this on here. I'm just going to kind of bring it over here because, like I said, we're going to put a little bow on it. But I'll see after I get this down. I guess it would help if I burnished the entire thing, right, y'all? Instead of just going right at it. And I do my transfers different than some of the other ambassadors, guys. Do what you are comfortable with. I kind of lift and pull and go back and forth at the same time. I've never had a problem with cracking or peeling. But if you do not feel comfortable doing it the way that I do it, please take your time and do it until it releases naturally. Okay, so we have our little stocking on here. I'm going to grab, I think I even already had a bow done for this, but I just never got my reel done. So, because we could put it up here and let it come down, or we could put it to the side. Okay. Yeah, it's super cute. And I've had some of y'all ask me, what in the world ideas could we have for the stocking? And I think this is a cute one. Let's see. Do I have? Let's see what I've got. You did the same on your tag. I love it, Lessa. I love it. This is just some homespun fabric. Just trying to get this one little part. And I don't have my glue gun out because I really wasn't going to do this. So I'm just going to show you, and then we'll go back and do all the things. But let me find... Y'all, my scissors are so dull right now. Got fabric shears, but I don't know where they're at. Okay, so we're going to cut that down. I'm going to take some of I thought I was going to. Hang on. We may switch that up. Why is it not where it's supposed to be? Huh. Never fails, y'all. Never fails. All right, you know what? We're going to change it up. We're going to do something totally different. Doesn't matter. All right, we're going to take this. This is when you improvise. Okay, so we're going to do that. I was going to do wax. I don't want to do wax because I don't know where my wax is. But we are going to take this snowflake, and I had taped off at one point. Let me tape it off again. If you have another stencil that has, I don't have one out, that has a snowflake, you could use any snowflake. Now I'm going to run over a little bit, but that's okay. Because I've changed my mind 10,000 times. And now I want to do a raised stencil on here. So I don't know where my raised spatula is, so we're gonna use this joint compound. You know, I got the cutest tool bag, or tool, what do you call it? Tool caddy, but I want to decorate it, so I haven't put my things into it just yet. But oh my gosh, y'all, I am so excited to use that tool caddy. Okay, so I'm gonna reach in. Normally I color my joint compound with some white paint. Why would we not go ahead and just do that? If we run over a second, it's gonna be okay. Let me grab some more white paint. And I'm going to grab some joint compound with my little bitty spatula. And I'm going to mix it in that white. You want it kind of like a cake consistency when you're doing stencils with it. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. And then I'm just going to take it over. This one is not available anymore, Maggie. It was in the Stencil of the Month Club. Okay. And we're just going to do a little raised. Remember, I'm going to put a bow on here too, y'all. Okay. So we have our little raised snowflakes. They're small snowflakes, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry that top part of the snowflake real quick. Just the top. because it's not a lot of snowflake, if that makes sense. It's just a little bit of a snowflake. Then I'm going to take my rub and buff. We're gonna do antique golds. I'm just gonna take it on the edge of a makeup. I use them all the time. I reuse them, y'all. And I'm gonna go around my edges with my rub and buff. Just add this really pretty gold framing around the edge. You can do it as thick as you want, as light as you want. I'll hold it up in just a second. A little bit goes a long way. Then I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna go over my snowflakes. Y'all saw me do this last year. I love this with the rub and buff. So we've got that top layer. I need my glasses for this though. Which side did I just do? And I'm going to come over that raised part with our joint compound. And then I go around here. So this is where like the final details and touches. Add a little bit to your project. Add a little bit of rub and buff here and there. Just to bring out and then what we'll do is we'll put this bow on it and we will be good. So if Essential Stencil would like to go ahead and pick the winners, y'all, like I said, I don't have my hot glue, but I will hot glue it down and then I'll probably put a little button or something in the middle on it. But I'll hold it so you can kind of see. I'll probably put a bell. Put like a little bell on the middle of it. Get my bow going the right way, y'all. Oh, and so y'all can see, we've got that rub and buff over the top. And so we left this space to do, we could do this type of bow, we could do a rag bow, but all I'll do is I'll just put that down so my bow, I'll cut all of that where it fits. So I will post that for sure over on my page once I get that on there, guys. All right, y'all. So just adding the snowflakes with just a little bit of that golden stuff just elevated that tag too, y'all. Can y'all see the golds on there? So, and then, like I said, I'll just hot glue that on there. I'll play with the bow just a little bit to make it a little bit cuter. Aw, thank you, Melly. Okay, so to recap, we have this super cute gingerbread themed Welcome to the Nuthouse colors. So cute. And then we did our little tag, which I will add the bow on, guys. Yes, I will not see y'all on the Essential Stencil page until after Thanksgiving. So I'll be on next Friday at 7 p.m. Central. So y'all all have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, guys. Oh, thank you, Maggie. I know, I wish I would have thought about it and I would have had my hot glue. I'm probably going to make this a little bit smaller too. Oh, thank you, Nikki. All right, I see those comments. Okay, Rita Atkins. Kay Maltic-Ab and Lori Stroud. Y'all are tonight's winners for the $20 gift cards. Congratulations, ladies. So if y'all will go and email support@essentialstencil.com, they will get you those gift cards here in the next couple weeks, guys. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight and every Friday night. I hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving next Thursday, because I'll see y'all next Friday over here. So happy Thanksgiving. Y'all be safe and have fun, and I'll see y'all next Friday. Bye, guys.